Hey everybody, welcome to our office hours. This is our office, and we're here to help you get better at tennis. I'm wondering about volley technique. What is the benefit of having a one-handed backhand volley versus two?
Matt, the biggest difference I think with the one-handed backhand and two-handed volley is, two-handed backhand volley is, for me, it's definitely amount of reach. With the one-handed backhand volley, you have a lot more reach and you have the ability to deal with a lot more situations. So if you're stretched, it's a lot easier to get stretched and low, or if it's high. Once you add on the second hand, it really limits the amount of reach and possibilities for different balls. It just becomes more difficult. This is where a ball, I might reach to it here. Suddenly, with a two-handed volley, I am limited with that reach. If she feeds me normal backhand volleys, you can see how if it's close and if she stretches me a little bit more, I can cover a lot more area. Whereas if a two-handed volley, if she doesn't stretch me too much in the beginning, it's not that bad. Oh, I gotta work on my two-handed volley. I really have to really focus on getting to the ball a lot earlier. Sorry, that was a little bit of release. So there's a huge difference in that department. I think a lot of times in the beginning, because of lack of stability, people do use a two-handed volley, which is fine if you want to start off that way. I do recommend that if you really focus on the technique of the one-handed volley, it can really help you later on. And if you have the correct technique, it's not so much of a strength or stability issue. But if you are doing a two-handed volley, just focus on getting your feet behind the ball and hitting that way. But again, the reach that you have is going to be really limited with your two-handed volley. What's the key to a crisp volley from the backhand side?
You want that one?
Yeah, sure. Two things come to mind for me right away, Aaron. Thing number one is clean contact, which I know sounds really obvious, but a lot of players chronically mishit their shots, and I would say especially their volleys, where you don't have a lot of time and you're trying to line your racket up right behind the ball in the right spot and hit the ball cleanly. Very frequently, players chronically mishit in a certain spot. And I would say on the backhand side in particular, a lot of times the ball is either too far away or too close. And so if the ball is too close to me, you'll end up getting just kind of a flubby, crappy, like shaky feeling shot. What was the word? Was it crisp?
Crisp.
A great word, yeah. Crisp. And so for me, when I hear crisp, the first thing I think of is just the feeling of just flushing like the ball just in a clean, pure spot. The best way to find out how good of a job you're doing with this would be to set up a camera, not a camera, your phone on a tripod, or have a friend hold it right behind you like this and hit like 10 or 12 or 20 backhand volleys. And just record yourself in your camera app, or you can use an analysis app like Coach's Eye, hit 10 backhand volleys, and then go through and play it in slow motion and see where the ball is hitting on your racket face. Most players are way far off where they think they are, and that's what leads to a lot of instability and a lot of contact that just doesn't feel confident. The second thing I think is really important once we are making clean contact is having a strong frame and framework to your actual backhand volley. And that means from your ready position, when you make your unit turn over to your left side, make sure that your arms and your hands are out away from your body and you're giving yourself adequate space so that you can use your shoulder to drive through and pull through the point of contact instead of being really close and kind of using your arm and your hand. A lot of backhand volleys that are weaker kind of look like this, I'm exaggerating, but they get a little bit of kind of T-Rex arm going on and they end up using their hands and their arms to kind of fight the ball off, and it just looks and feels really weak and awkward. So you have to give yourself adequate space away from your body. Most of the strength and the drive and the confidence in this shot should be coming from your lead shoulder going out through the ball towards your target. If you do those two things well, then you'll have the crispiest backhand volleys ever.